You are here because you are considering the Smith 4D Mag, a tactical flashlight promising blinding power and unbreakable reliability. This review will save you from wasting your money on serious design flaws that make it a liability. But here is what surprised me. Its biggest failure is not a lack of light, it is a fundamental misunderstanding of who would actually use it. Therefore, if you need a light for anything beyond sitting on a shelf, you will want to see this. For the best price, click the link in the description. /N/N, let us get right to the core problem. The Smith 4D Mag boasts about its 4D battery power. That is the first red flag. In 2024, a flagship tactical light designed from the ground up to use disposable D-cell batteries is not nostalgic. It is negligent. But we will come back to that atomic-powered dinosaur of a power source, because the first thing you notice is the heft. This thing feels like you are holding a police baton made of solid tungsten. Therefore, if your tactical plan involves knocking out a bear before you turn the light on, congratulations, you have found your tool. /N/N open loop. Just wait until you see what happens when you actually try to use it in a hurry. /N/N the weight has a purpose, supposedly durability. The body is machined aluminum, anodized, and it feels like it could survive a direct meteor strike. I threw it down a flight of concrete stairs. Not a scratch. I am pretty sure I dented the stairs. So, on the build quality alone, it scores highly. But durability is useless if the fundamental interface fights you every step of the way. Therefore, let us talk about the switch. Oh, the switch. It is a tailcap switch, which is standard for tactical use. However, the Smith 4D Mag's switch has the ergonomics of a recessed doorbell you have to press with a knitting needle. /N/N mini promise. I will show you the hilarious, frustrating fail this causes in a moment. /N/N you need solid, positive pressure to activate it. With gloves on, forget it. You will be fumbling like you are trying to pick a lock with oven mitts. In a high-stress situation where milliseconds count, this is not just an inconvenience. It is a catastrophic design flaw. The company calls it accidental activation prevention. I call it intentional frustration implementation. Therefore, the very feature meant to make it tactical renders it nearly useless for tactical scenarios. It is like a race car with a steering wheel that only turns left. /N/N joke 1. Using this switch in the dark is like trying to find the any key on a keyboard from a 90s cartoon. You just keep pressing and hoping something happens. /N/N, but maybe you are thinking, I will just leave it on. Set it and forget it. Well, therefore, let us circle back to the power source, 4 D-cell batteries. The claimed runtime is immense, over 100 hours on low. That sounds impressive until you realize you are powering a small lighthouse with batteries you buy in a 12-pack next to the toys at Walmart. The cost to run this thing over time is astronomical. Rechargeable D-cells exist, but they are niche, expensive, and have lower capacity. /N/N twist, the real kicker, the beam itself. /N/N you would expect a light this size with that much battery commitment to throw a beam visible from space. And it is bright, do not get me wrong. The 4D Mag pumps out a claimed 500 lumens. But here is the contrarian snapback. The beam pattern is straight out of 1999. It is a classic ringy hotspot with spill pattern with a dark shadow ring in the middle, an artifact of its reflector design. For lighting up your backyard shed, fine. For modern tactical or search use, where a smooth, even beam or a focused throw is key, it is frankly embarrassing. Therefore, you get all the bulk and cost of a bygone era, with none of the refined performance of a modern LED light. /N/N open loop. And the problems do not stop at the beam. There is one feature so bad it is almost comedy. /N/N let us talk about the tactical bezel. It is a crenulated steel ring around the lens, meant for, well, the manufacturer hints it is for defensive applications. In other words, they want you to think you can use it as a striking tool, but the lens behind it is proud of the bezel. Therefore, if you actually used it to strike something, your first point of contact would be the glass lens, which would immediately shatter. It is a purely cosmetic feature that reduces the durability of the light. It is like putting a Go Faster sticker on a car and then disconnecting the brakes. and joke 2. This bezel is about as tactical as a soup spoon. It looks mean, but try to parry a sword with it, and you will be left holding a very expensive, very dark tube. And so we have a heavy light with a terrible switch, ancient battery tech, an outdated beam, and a self-defeating bezel. Is there anything good? The simple answer: it feels indestructible in hand. If your use case is light, I can leave in my earthquake kit in the garage for a decade. It might fit. But you are watching a tactical flashlight review, therefore your needs likely involve reliability, speed, and efficiency. The Smith 4D Mag fails on all three, and mini promise. The comparison to a modern light will make you laugh out loud. And I placed it next to a modern 18,650 powered tactical light that is 1/3 the size and weight. The modern light has instant activation, a smoother, brighter beam, USB-C rechargeability, and multiple useful modes. The Smith 4D Mag felt like a relic from a museum, a very heavy, battery-hungry relic. Therefore, the core issue is that this product is a solved problem. The technology has evolved, but this design, aside from the LED itself, has not. But wait, there is more. Remember that heft? It makes it terrible for carry. There is no pocket clip included. Your options are carry it in your hand like a club or use the included holster. The holster is a bulky nylon sheath that screams Mall Ninja. It is slow to draw from and adds even more bulk. Therefore, for everyday carry, it is a non-starter. This is not a light you forget is in your pocket. It is a light that drags your pants down to your ankles. And twist. And then there is the price. And for the cost of the Smith 4D Mag, you could buy 2 or even 3 superior, modern rechargeable lights from reputable brands. You are paying a premium for what? Nostalgia for the Maglite era, inefficient engineering. Therefore, the value proposition is not just weak, it is inverted. You pay more to get less. Less convenience, less practicality, more ongoing cost. And joke 3. Buying this light for tactical use is like buying a horse to commute on the freeway. Sure, it has tradition and presence, but you will be late, covered in expenses, and everyone will be passing you by laughing. And let us recap the critical problems. The decel dependency is a cost and convenience nightmare. The switch is unusable under stress. The beam is outdated. The tactical bezel is a design flaw waiting to happen. The carry options are laughable. The price is unjustifiable given the competition. Therefore, the Smith 4D Mag is a product trapped in the past, wearing a tactical costume it has no right to wear. And open loop. So who, in the name of all that is bright, is this actually for? And after testing it in every scenario I could think of, the only niche I found was as a durable, leave-it-be backup light in a fixed location, like a cabin, a boat, or a workshop, where its runtime might be an asset and its flaws are not critical. But even then, the battery issue remains. Therefore, for 99% of people, especially those searching for a tactical flashlight, this is a hard pass. But I would be remiss if I did not mention the one moment it excelled. During a power outage, I used it on its low mode. It ran for days. The warm, uneven beam was actually kind of pleasant for ambient light. It felt reassuringly solid. In that specific, low-stakes, nostalgic scenario, it had charm. Therefore, the resolution to our curiosity loop is this. The Smith 4D Mag is not a tactical tool. It is a comfort object. It is the flashlight your dad had in the glove box. It is built like a tank from a war that was fought with different technology. And joke 4. This light is the physical embodiment of the phrase because that is the way we have always done it. It is not innovation. It is a very heavy, very expensive monument to inertia. And so, the final verdict. Do not buy the Smith 4D Mag for tactical, emergency, or everyday carry use. Its problems are fundamental and make it a liability compared to modern alternatives. However, if you have a deep, sentimental need for a nearly indestructible decel lantern that you will almost never use and money is no object, well, you have been warned. Therefore, save your money and your sanity. Invest in a modern, rechargeable light from a brand that has moved into the 21st century. You will get better performance, better ergonomics, and better value. For the best price on those superior alternatives, click the link in the description below.